the Riot podcast, the Tuesday, March 14th edition. Today, Isaiah, you know what today is?
What's today?
Today is National Potato Chip Day.
Potato Chip Day.
Yeah. What is your favorite brand / style / flavoring of potato chips?
Good question. I really like kettle cooked chips.
Kettle cooked is a great choice.
One of my favorites, if I had to pick a certain flavor, it'd probably be either like the original or maybe a jalapeno kettle cooked chip.
Ooh, like Cape Cod, huh?
Yeah, I like Cape
the Cape
Cod.
Cods are good.
I like those. I like Ruffles. I like regular tortilla chips with a little bit of queso.
Well, that's not potato.
Those are some of my favorites.
That's a different day. The tortilla chip day.
Tortilla chips are not made out of potatoes.
See, but they're still just chips.
I know, but they're
it's
not a
not chip
potato
day.
chip.
Yeah,
It's
but that's
not-
okay.
It's not just chip day.
Potato chip day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is, of course, Pie Day as well.
I asked Nikki earlier, it's not on the podcast, but she said she likes Ruffles.
Yep.
That's her
Ruffles
Ruffles
favorite.
are good.
Extra wavies.
I also like kettle cooked. I really like hers brand chips. And you know what else is good? Is getting, I don't know if you guys have ever had Grandma Utz chips. They're kind of like kettle cooked style, and then you dip them in vanilla ice cream.
Is that the pretzel thing? Or is that Oots?
UTZ?
Yeah.
That's
what-
pretzels.
Those
Yeah.
are pretzels? Okay.
Yeah.
Those
You
are
guys
good.
think of those as pretzels?
I thought
Yeah.
do they only do pretzels?
I'm sure they make pretzels, but
They
if you're on
definitely
the
make
East-
pretzels.
If you're on the East Coast, you think of Utz, you think of chips.
Oh, it's
See, if you're-
Utz.
Yeah.
See, around here, that's
Snyder's is the
pretzels.
pretzels.
Around here, that's pretzels.
But they're both based in Hanover,
I've
Pennsylvania.
never seen.
What a town. What a town that is.
Oh.
I've been to both of the factories.
Oh, really?
Beautiful.
Oh, you could
Yeah.
actually tour
These
them?
chips?
Yeah.
Did you really mean these chips?
What,
Like you're
us?
saying these, like they're regular potato chips, or like they're
I mean, all of their chips are good. They make a crab chip. They've got some good barbecue on, but no, they have the Grandma Utz come in like it almost looks like a paper bag, and they're kind of kettle
Interesting.
cooked style. They're real good too.
I've had these before, these things here, but this is definitely, when I think of this brand, it's for sure
It's usually pretzels.
pretzels.
Yeah,
That's
but
odd.
again,
They don't
so
sell these.
odd.
You couldn't even find these here if you wanted them.
could be because we have our own like regional potato chip thing.
Yeah.
And so like there's no room.
What's your regional potato chips?
Wouldn't it be the her ones or?
Hers are also Pennsylvania.
Well, we're close enough to Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But you know, hers. You don't know Utz chips.
No,
Because they aren't here.
it's too much. No, I guess fine.
I've never seen hers either.
Ruffles. Yeah.
That's as local as
Who
you
knows
get.
where
I
they
don't
come
know.
from.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any local chips.
No, wait. What was the other one? It was another company.
Don't you have like Grippos or
No.
Mike Souls or something like that?
Mike Sells, wasn't it?
I don't know. I've seen those.
There was another one where I thought they were going out of business, and then some other potato chip company came in and bought them at the end.
You're right. I
to
remember
save
that.
them.
Something with a G. You know, it's crazy because we're talking about all this. There's probably regional potato chips. Like you talk Montana, they probably have their own chips that's like the chip there that we don't even know about.
Hans.
Hans, is that it?
Hans is what?
Cons.
Montana?
Cons.
What does that look like?
The bag. It looks like this. It has a little checker on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Con, like.
They're
not,
trash.
Not like James Con, like
They're real
Con-E.
trash.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I think they got bought up by somebody else.
Mike's trash. All these are trash.
Mike still should have just let him go. No, I don't know. I don't know if they're good or not. But I take Isaiah's word for it.
All right. Well, all that to say,
Now
it
you
is National Potato Chip Day.
You want cream of the crop chips, go to Pennsylvania. They got them all.
Apparently, they
Yeah.
do have everything there, and then we have a lot of great Radio U
Actually,
listeners from
don't
Pennsylvania.
Just go to Hanover. Don't just go to Pennsylvania. Go to Hanover, Pennsylvania.
Hanover,
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
They'll take care of you. Tell them I sent you.
Okay, they'll be like, "Hey, we remember him from the tour."
They'll say, yeah.
He ate
Hudson sent me. They'll say,
all the
who?
chips off of the line. We had to disinfect everything.
So we have not mentioned, but I mean, you might catch that here or there in our podcast recently. But coming up tomorrow, we have our Radio U Spring fundraiser. We are the Riot on Radio U. Not everybody who are our podcast listeners know that we do a full show on Radio U, and our fundraiser starts tomorrow. So we'll have a few different podcasts, slightly smaller, starting tomorrow, while we raise money for keeping us on the air.
Yeah, think about how you would give money to like Patreon for other podcasts. For Radio U, just give it to Radio U.
It's
just
simple.
bypass the Patreon.
Yeah,
give it
so
direct.
Consider checking out RadioU.com and just know that we'll have a few shorter podcasts for the next couple of days, and we'll get back to all these long intros in no time once
Yeah.
Radio U and the Riot gets fully funded.
Rapid fire. Shoot off what we talk about today.
We talk about Cheetos. We talk about women. We talk about seaweed.
And that's perfect. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
All
What do we
right.
talk about?
All right.
Enjoy the podcast today.
We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
See you guys.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
But it's a shame Einstein's birthday. Again, he's gotten a raw deal because it's overshadowed by the fact that today is also Pie Day.
Oh, it is National Pie Day.
It is Pie Day.
I know some people really love today.
It gets a lot of attention. People that love numbers love Pie Day.
Now, not to be confused, I think it was back in January where it was like National Slice of Pie Day, like the other type of pie.
The pie you eat.
Yes.
But this is pie like the mathematical equation.
Yeah, I forgot that was today.
The numeral. It is today because it's 3.14. And I have some Pie Day deals for you.
What do we got?
You know, some companies are getting in on the math fun with mostly focusing on pizza pie. Where, first of all, 7-Eleven, Speedway, and Stripes. You go to one of those stores, if you're a rewards loyalty member,
Yeah.
you can enjoy any large pizza for $3.14.
Feels pretty good.
And normally they're like $8.99 I see here.
I know
So-
some people really enjoy, we have Speedways around us, but they're all owned by the same, but they enjoy the 7-Eleven pizzas.
The gas station pizza, that it'll get the job done, especially for $3.14.
Sometimes you can't be
for an
picky.
entire pizza. I'll take that. How about if you go to Jet's Pizza? Even though their pies typically aren't, and at least most of them aren't circular, they're still offering 20% off all menu price pizzas.
Nice.
If you use the code 314day.
If you get a Jets pizza, that's a premium day.
Yeah, that's a part. I had Jets this weekend.
Did you?
Oh, it was good.
I always like it. That's what my mom likes. So you're like,
Yeah.
are you getting it?
It feels like you're just eating a big pile of bread,
Sure.
but butter and bread.
Do
but
they even
man,
sell circle ones?
They do. I also
didn't
had
know
a
that.
circular. I was with some crazy people that enjoy their thin crust more than the thick crust, like the normal
Detroit
Jets
style?
you think of. Yeah. And so that was wild, but I tasted it. Definitely not as good. Still fine. Not as
Sure.
good. Not as good. How about Papa John's? Buy one large topping pizza, regular price. Get a second large one topping pizza for $3.14. Now you
Now
have two pizzas.
Now I feel like I have to have pizza today.
You have to.
Yeah, all right.
What kind of pizza are you allowed to eat with your diet?
Nothing fun.
No. They don't even sell pizzas that
Oh,
you eat.
no. You know what pizza I do get to eat?
What's that?
The toppings.
Oh,
Yay!
I don't know if Marco's is on the list. They used to, I don't know if they still do it, sell the crustless pizza.
Yeah, you get the pizza
which was
bowls.
actually surprisingly good.
It's not bad.
Like that's about as good as you can do if you're not doing carbs. So
Now, if you are eating a crustless pizza, I can just do that at home.
yeah, that's right. I don't know, but Marco's is pretty good though.
That's true.
They have a real knack for that.
So I
Well,
guess look at your local place and see if there's a deal for National Pie Day.
Happy Pie Day. Now, coming up next, I'm going to tell you what's coming to ruin spring break in Florida.
Hudson, Nikki, The Riot on Radio U.
Spring break is basically here, and something is coming to ruin it in Florida. College students. No, I'm just kidding. It's an algae bloom that can be seen from outer space.
Sounds so grumpy.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it wouldn't be spring break without them, though.
True. The algae blooms.
Yeah, and the college students.
Is it red tide?
It's not red tide, although that'll also play a role. That won't be a lot of fun
By the
seeing
way,
all the dead fish wash up on shore.
If you've never been a part of red tide, there's something super special about it.
It is a special moment.
Oh, it stinks. You take a walk on the beach, everything's dead.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I could go in the water. I could be dead.
Yeah. That sounds horrible.
And you spent this whole time trying to get to vacation.
Yeah.
And it can be bad.
And you just timed it all wrong. Well, I'll tell you that red tide is something that's going on right now. But in addition to red tide, there's also a giant seaweed blob, again, that can be seen from outer space. They say it's twice the width of the United States. I don't know which direction they're measuring, but it's twice the width of the United States.
That's
and
a lot of seaweed.
it is headed for Florida's coast.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to Florida. Don't.
That's right. You are going to Florida.
The blob.
I bet you do you think it'll be cleaned up by then? You got like 2 weeks.
Well, hopefully. So it's like now.
Yeah, it's headed that way, but I mean, it's a lot of seaweed, so it might take a while for it to all slowly and surely wash up on the beach. But you're right. I forgot you were going to Florida.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah, look at the pictures of this.
Well, great.
Yeah, look at that. That's going to make for a fun, just soak in the sun, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd be like, pardon me, seaweed.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be worried. It's so much seaweed. They say that it's called sargassum blooms. Mm-hmm. They say that it's kind of an annual thing, that it floats between the coast of Africa, the Atlantic coast, and then the Gulf of Mexico. But this one is especially big. And so it's headed for the state of Florida. It's going to wash up a lot of this on shore. And I'd be concerned that if I was there swimming, obviously it's all up on the beach, and so it just looks nasty, and you have to walk through all of that to get to the water. But then once you get in the water, what if like the seaweed gets all on you and it starts like pulling you down, pulling you away, then you get caught in the current, swept out to sea.
Okay, well, first, that's dramatic.
That could happen.
But
and then all of a sudden, you're a swamp monster. You're a seaweed man.
They also say it can impact air quality, so it's actually not really good for you to just be there breathing it in. Oh, come on. Please clean it up before I come.
I don't know. 2 weeks for something that's twice the width of the United States.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You know how, like, when someone's really motivated to finally clean?
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be it.
They'll be really motivated to get it ready for you.
Oh, I don't want a giant bloom of algae, red tide, seaweed, any of that stuff.
Maybe you're right, though. Maybe all of this happening at once and like the seaweed coming up, maybe because you have to clean up the seaweed, and the seaweed will like envelop all of the dead fish and the garbage on the beach, and maybe it'll all just get pulled up together when they clean it, and it'll be pristine for you once you get there.
Well, I'm clicking out of it, and I'm not going to worry about it.
Which coast are you going to? Are you
that coast, literally where the story's from.
Like the Gulf Coast?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm thinking like it comes to the eastern side of Florida. Maybe in that shields the interior.
Don't try to make me feel better.
I think that could be.
Nope, it's fine.
I'm going to assume that is how it works. It's a shield.
Next
Daytona will shield Clearwater from getting the seaweed.
If anybody has any other Florida news, just save it.
Yeah.
And wait until I'm back.
For the next 2 weeks.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
It's with the state of Ohio and killing African animals.
I feel like there are more unique animals that people have in all different states than I think we realize.
Yeah, and in Ohio, we love killing them.
Well, afterwards,
yeah. The first Harambe and now this, where we have a zebra in the Circleville area, Pickaway County in Ohio.
Who's got a zebra?
They didn't just have one zebra.
They have a bunch?
They had a bunch of zebra. And zebras. They have a bunch of zebras.
Yeah.
Zebra sounds like it could be plural. Anyways.
Zebra, no.
We have where a man was bitten. The zebra bit a guy on the arm. Okay, so he bites the guy on the arm. The family there calls the police, the sheriff's office. They show up, and from what I have here, the deputy was attempting to use his vehicle to block the zebra from charging this guy again. And the zebra went ahead and charged the driver's side door of the police car, and they say it was acting very hostile, very aggressive. It was protecting female zebras that were in the field. So this is a male zebra protecting 5 or 6 female zebras, and that was the end of him. He learned a tough lesson to not do that again because they shot him and killed him. They did? They killed him in the head. No! Yeah! Come on! It says here that the victim was taken to Grant Medical Center. Is that a vet's office? No, that's the hospital. Well, why'd they take a zebra to a hospital? Well, the victim was taken there. Yeah, the zebra. No, that's so good. The zebra was the victim. It was killed. I see what you're saying. I'm like, we're not tracking here. The zebra, then what a raw deal. He was just protecting the other zebras, and now the zebra's dead. Are you allowed to? Or like, okay, if
what is it? Rabies? It feels like. Can zebras get something like that to where they turn extra hostile, or is
I've
it
never
really
heard of that?
Really was just protecting the other zebras?
I mean, they definitely say it was acting unusually hostile, and like they say that normally zebras are not considered an aggressive animal, so it's very odd that it would go through all this behavior. But that
and they're allowed to be owned in Ohio, but you have to have certain restrictions.
Definitely legal, but who knew that these people, they had several zebra and one got out of hand, it looks like. And,
did you see the editor's note?
What's that?
Some people thought that the zebra bit off the hand, bit it off.
It was a bit,
it's not.
That would be impressive at that point.
It's not. It was just, it wasn't severed. It was just bit.
Okay, so he gets bitten in the arm, and that means you killed the zebra.
Well, we could have maybe handled that better, but we weren't in the moment.
These people own zebras. They don't have a tranquilizer or something.
I'm not sure.
That is unfortunate. I feel bad for this zebra. So pour one out for him.
I feel also bad for the other zebras to have to go through all that and see it.
Now who's going to protect them?
I don't know.
And they've seen so much. They should, I don't know what they should do with those zebras, but clearly these people can't handle them.
The only thing Isaiah loves more than the riot is himself.
Someone who probably still lives with his mother and hates himself.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Now, I have a guy here who is calling out Buffalo Wild Wings on a lie they've been telling us for years.
Buffalo Wild Wings?
Yeah, the guy's name
It's not
is,
chicken.
Amin Halim, and it's the next best thing. It is chicken, but we all know this. When you go to Buffalo Wild Wings and you get boneless wings, there's nothing wing about them, is there? Is there?
Well, I mean, it's in the name, though.
It's in the name.
Yeah. What else is it?
What do you mean? What is it? It's chicken breast.
No, I know. It's not like they just took the wing out for you or the bones and then handed it to you.
So it's not right. And they've been calling it, and he's not the first guy to call them out, but he is the first guy to sue them over it. He has filed a class action lawsuit of Buffalo Wild Wings. So hopefully I would think that would mean that one day we'll all get paid for this injustice.
Yeah, you guys could get a couple free wings out of it.
Yeah, that's all. No, not wings.
No,
breast chunks.
Okay, you get those.
I think that's what they need to change the name to. Breast chunks.
Do you guys
Is that good?
Do you guys like the boneless wings? Or
I do.
I mean,
you
they're,
do?
They're great.
I like B-dubs,
They're
but I'm
tasty.
scared now because of this guy's little tomfoolery that they're going to change him or something.
He's going to ruin it all?
They just have to change the name.
So we're going to walk into, you're telling me we're going to walk into B-dubs one day, and it's not going to say boneless wings?
Or it'll say underneath it, the qualifiers or the legal stuff to make it okay so that because again, you think you're going in and they just took the wing out or the bone out.
Yeah, but that's, I think it's reasonable to think a lot of people believe that you order boneless wings and it is wings that the bone has been sucked out through some kind of process.
Which you wouldn't like if someone's doing that for you because that's gross. They'd be touching it.
Kind of. But if it's some kind of machinery in some plant somewhere and then they ship them to Buffalo Wild Wings, that makes it okay. But that's not what it is. They're really...
it's just nuggets.
It's just glorified chicken nuggets.
But that's what everything is. I feel like that's how all boneless wings are for the most part.
I know. So why do they call them boneless wings?
Because we've accepted that's what it is.
See, when you go to I've always thought this. When you go to the frozen aisle of the grocery store and you're walking through, you see, what do you see? You see Tyson's wings, but they're not wings. They're WYNGZ.
Yes, that's what you do.
And I always thought that's why they do that, because those aren't actually wings. And so I'm sure Buffalo Wild Wings can't use that spelling because it's already taken. But they've got to do something like that. They could even still call them wings if you spell it differently, so you're not misleading people and lying. That's what you need to do.
Well, this guy said that he has suffered financial injury because he didn't know that these aren't like wings. They're more of a nugget. And if he did know, he wouldn't have bothered buying them, not especially at the price that he paid for.
That's the tough part about these lawsuits.
But is a wing worth more than a nugget? In what world?
Well, I mean...
Who decides that? Mr. Man?
This guy thinks
Clearly,
so.
he thinks that it cost him money, but it makes no sense because who even determines that cost?
It is true that wing meat actually, in truth, is probably the worst meat on the chicken that we actually, just counting the neck and stuff like that. It's probably the worst meat. So in a sense, you'd think you'd actually be happy to find out that you're not eating wings. But then again, that's what you ordered.
And
But
you're getting a lot of crunchy stuff. Like you're getting a lot of the delicious
goodness.
outside
The
part
good
of
stuff.
it.
The
I
goodness.
mean, come
the
on.
sauce.
The difficulty with these lawsuits is, though, you have to sue Buffalo Wild Wings over the truth, which is they are lying. It's not a boneless wing, but then you have to make stuff up about it's financial injury, personal anguish type stuff, which
Can't
is not
trust
true.
anymore.
But you've got to make that kind of stuff up, because they are lying, and they
So-
shouldn't be able to get away with that.
He says, like he points out, Papa John's, they have boneless wings, but instead of calling them boneless wings, they're chicken poppers. So a lot of places, Domino's does a specialty chicken. So a lot of
Okay.
places just have to call it something else.
All
It's
right.
not a boneless wing.
Then let's do this. Let's come up with a new non-copyrighted name for Buffalo Wild Wings boneless wings.
Boneless nuggets.
That's a good one.
Nuggies.
How about breaded chicken?
Oh.
That's
sounds-
when everybody can just call everything that's chicken that's breaded. It's just
And that-
breaded chicken.
You know what? And that sounds really good, doesn't it?
does.
It does. All right, breaded chicken it is. Although I still like breast chunks.
So,
Breast chunks.
You know what? We'll save that for a runner-up.
I think we
With
can
a
just call
Z
them anything.
also.
We call them anything. We call them Big Daddies if we wanted to. That is no connotation there.
I
You're
don't
not
know
getting
if
sued
I'd
for
feel
that.
good. Hello, I'm ma'am. I'd like a Big Daddy.
I'd like
An
10
order of
Big Daddies.
please.
That's what you can ask for.
I placed an order.
And why am I
Yes.
calling the waitress at Buffalo Wild Wings ma'am?
Ma'am.
We talked about this yesterday.
Disinformation, mispronunciations, bad impressions. That's Hudson. This is The Riot on Radio U.
American women have finally surpassed men at something. Binge drinking.
Oh, that's it. Aw.
Big accomplishment.
Oh, no.
American men are not easy to top on that, and women have done it. This is according to Dr. George F. Koob, who's the director of the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. And according to Dr. Koob, for the first time in American history, we are now seeing more binge drinking among women than men, and that's primarily driven by college
Stress.
age. If that's
Well, it is
your
harder to
excuse.
be a woman.
If that's your excuse. It is. It is harder
So it
than
makes
ever.
more sense that they'd be binge drinking. I understand.
No, I think this means that you should be, well, not assuming, because a lot of times if you assume, like you see a guy and you
Yeah,
can
I
tell,
know what
like,
happens when you assume.
No, but like you could tell, like, oh, he's got a problem. But then
Yeah.
you maybe see a woman over there, and you're like, no, she's got it all together, and she's fine. But you can't assume that she wouldn't have an issue as
She
well.
could have a binge drinking issue as well.
but maybe covering it up more.
That is for sure. Now, you may be wondering why. Why is it now in 2023 that women have started binge drinking more than men? Well, one, I think, is that it takes less drinks for a woman to binge drink than men. Because,
Smart.
A woman only needs to drink 8 drinks on average, where a man needs to drink 10 for it to be
Sure.
considered binge drinking. But two, Dr. Koob chalks it up to what else? TikTok.
Really?
It's always TikTok's fault. When all else fails, blame TikTok. He says that social media trends on TikTok and other social media are the primary drivers of binge drinking because of the drinking challenges. For example, the current one now is Borg's, the blackout rage gallons. And they make, according to him, the drinking challenges make binge drinking behavior seem more innocuous than it actually is, because you just see somebody and they binge drink on, they do stuff that we consider binge drinking on TikTok, but you don't see the effects of that. Certainly definitely in the long term, but in the short term as well, you even don't see them getting all, wild and falling down and everything. But Dr. Koob is very concerned because when you binge drink, even if you can, if you get through the night okay, that's still really bad for your body.
Yes.
To do all of that to
Well, we
it.
mentioned that last week we were talking about, the Borg stuff, that if you do damage to your body, some of that is not reversible.
Irreversible.
Yeah, you just cannot go back and fix some of that stuff.
So do you buy the TikTok? Is that what you think it is? I mean, guys have TikTok too, so Why is it
I mean,
women?
it could be. I think a lot of stuff just gets pushed back to social media.
Yeah, it's always TikTok's fault.
Maybe not necessarily TikTok, but just social media in general. And yeah, probably has a hand to play in it.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, we're definitely empowering women right now. So I would say we're empowering them to really
drink
take on
more.
whatever they want, you know? And so this is another one.
We weren't supposed to fall for this
Yes,
one.
exactly.
We were supposed to not, so we need to watch that.
Yeah, well, and as a man, I think it's become really different for women since COVID in 2020. The times have just changed, and I think that's put a lot of stress on them as a man.
Yes, as
That's
a man.
what
And I
that's how
love
I see
hearing
it.
you two as men go through all that.
Yeah, so you know what? Maybe take it easy.
Well, it's almost hot girl summer, Hudson. We can't slow down now.
Spring break, too.
Yeah, it's
so,
spring break right now. You're right.
You know what? Just watch out. That's all I'm saying.
No,
take
I
it
do
easy.
think it is very important to keep an eye out, and you maybe thought some of your friends weren't having an issue, but no matter if it's male or female or what,
Yeah.
you just need to keep an eye and make sure. But I didn't know about the 8 to 10 drink things.
Yeah. No, I didn't know either. I didn't know if you told me what is binge drinking. I don't know if I would come up with the number.
They
but-
call it high intensity drinking, and they say that's
Well-
8 for female and 10 for male.
Let's not call it that. It makes it sound cooler.
It does make it sound kind of fun.
Yeah, you're
High
right.
I'm doing
intensity.
some high intensity drinking. Makes it
Sounds
sound like a workout.
I thought you were going fast or something. I'm dropping fast.
See, that's how people fall for things.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah, we started a new challenge. We've got to
Yes.
stop.
That's why we can't live our life like that.
Nobody posts this on TikTok.
Your For You page would be a lot more fun if it had Hudson, Nikki, and Isaiah. Follow at RadioU Official on TikTok. The Riot. Radio U.
People have the impression, right, that, every generation that goes by, we get better and better with technology. Like people that are just coming up now that are, graduating high school and whatever, how to do all the tech stuff. But it turns out if you are in that age group and you feel like you're not totally dialed in on all the tech stuff, you're not alone. I have a new study here that says that 1 in 5 young office workers, as in, like recent college graduates, feels judged when experiencing tech issues.
Yeah. Like they don't know enough?
Yeah,
or?
like tech shamed, they call it, where it's not necessarily like your phone, right? You know how to use your phone. But when you start getting into like Microsoft Word and Excel and Google Sheets and that kind of stuff, and then even more complex stuff than that, when you're getting into the office life, that's where many, many people coming out of college are feeling like they're underprepared.
Sure.
Do you guys feel that? Even though it's not office here all the time, but do you ever feel overwhelmed when we open up a spreadsheet here?
Well, I feel
Or is that
like
just me?
if you grew up and all you know is like Google Docs, and then they're like, well, here, come work in this, world. And you're like, what's that?
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's more like it's not like we don't know anything at all. It's just you've used something most of your life. And so when you have to move outside of like the Google world, there's other programs and stuff. You can feel a bit overwhelmed if you're just used to learning one way.
Or do you feel this, that like older folks, when you're coming into a job or something like that, they're expecting you, the young whippersnapper, like, oh, you know how to
Whippersnapper.
use that iPhone, so you should know how to work this printer or whatever.
That's what I was
You
going
should
to
know how
say,
to
yeah.
work the fax machine. And it's like, no, they're totally different technologies. And I don't have a fax machine on my person 24/7 like I do a phone. So
Sure.
I don't know how to work that thing.
That's exactly it.
And like a lot of times when they hire young people too, they just immediately assume like they're going to just like fix their social media that they haven't posted on in years. Whether that's in their job description or
That's
not,
right. It's the
that's going to be
social
something they
media.
just assume that you're going to do once they hire you because you're young.
You're to come in and make us cool on
Yeah,
TikTok.
you're going to immediately just fix their Instagram or whatever they haven't posted on in years. And that is not so much fair for a lot of people that don't even like use it that much. Just because you're young doesn't mean that you know how to use all the technology stuff.
No, it's definitely true. And dang it, I forgot what I was going to say.
It was going to be good. It was going to be really
I had a
good.
real good thing I was about to say.
That's all right. I'll come back to you.
And I forgot it.
They say-
No, I was going to say that.
Here we go.
To be fair, a lot of times we put that stuff on our resume, even though it's not true.
That's true.
So to get the job,
You fill out your resume a bit
that
much.
was worth waiting for.
That was perfect.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
good, Hudson.
It seems like for tech shaming, the printer seems to be the big thing that gets pulled up quite a lot.
And that feels like, I mean, if you go back in time, you watch Office Space, a movie that came out 20 years ago. People were upset with printers then. And
they're awful.
Yeah, it's not gotten better over the years. Printers have not gotten any easier to deal with, or we haven't gotten any smarter at dealing with them as the next generation.
Well, it also can be very frustrating because, again, we don't print as much, just don't need to anymore.
Yeah.
But like my mom prints everything, and she wanted me to help fix her printer. And you feel like you have to I can totally do this, no problem. And I had to refill the ink with like a syringe thing. And I'm
like, this is not tech.
I'm looking it up on YouTube. I was like, I don't know.
That's what feels closer to plumbing than it does using your iPhone.
It is. So I think tech stuff along that side of things, absolutely, we could be really bad with.
I think it's good to know that if you're feeling overwhelmed by that kind of stuff, you're not alone. But I also feel like we need to convey this to older people to not, expect less of us is really what I want to say.
Lower the bar.
Don't think that we're going to come in and solve your printer and social media issues because we're not. That's it.
Okay. Well, actually, now I am pretty good at printers now, though. If you do need help, not just teasing, I'm off.
She's like, I do have it down.
I have a syringe in the back I need your help with.
It took a little time, but we can learn it. But we just really hate printers.
Hey, they're already eating anyways. Might as well do it on the show. The Riot with Nikki and Hudson. Radio U.
I have here that gorillas have discovered a way to get high.
Gorillas?
Gorillas.
With something that they have in their area?
Other great apes as well. It's not even just gorillas, but orangutans, bonobos. They all do this. Chimpanzees. The way that gorillas and other apes are getting high is by spinning.
Spinning around?
Yeah, and that's not like a drug term. That's not like, you hear about that guy? He went spinning. Or whatever. Let's go spinning tonight.
No, they literally will spin around and around.
The gorillas will spin around in a circle until intentionally making themselves dizzy, and that is their way of getting themselves high. And so researchers that discovered this are comparing it and trying to see the parallels in why humans will try like mind-bending drugs. Like they see it as a form of escapism for the gorillas, the same way that humans might drink alcohol or try LSD or cocaine, stuff like that. That's for gorillas.
They just
spinning
spin
around is LSD.
Well, they say that it's kind of similar to when you were little and like you would like to spin around and around and around.
Yeah.
That's a sensory thing.
Did you like doing that?
No, I didn't.
I don't remember that either. But I feel like kids are more like if you're an adult, you don't want to spin around in a circle.
No.
You don't want to get dizzy.
I just got a headache as it is.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, I do think kids seem to like that for some reason.
But that was kind of like that craving of that sensory sort of spinning that you would like as a kid, unless you were Hudson and I. Then we did not like it. But
because we're squares.
If you're, that's it. If you are craving that still, who knows?
You move on from spinning, you graduate.
No, but what if we start seeing people spin again?
I know. I mean, there's some college kid listening to this right now being like, hey, guys, I got an idea. I heard about this on the radio. We can do it like gorillas. We'll get high.
Spin around.
We'll get high. All we have to do is spin around in a circle. It's that easy. It's the same as LSD. But did you see how they found this out? These are actual psychologists. These are researchers in the UK. They discovered there's a video of a popular viral video of a gorilla spinning around in a pool of water.
Yeah.
And so they saw that and they're like, why is he doing that? And so then they went through and found over 40 videos of different great apes spinning around. And so that was their research, is like they're watching YouTube videos of orangutans spinning around.
I guess it works.
And that is how that was enough evidence for them to conclude that the gorillas and orangutans and whatnot are doing this because it basically gets them high. It's their version of getting high.
Okay, well, let's take it a few other steps.
Okay.
Have you ever, they talk about like ballet dancers.
Yeah.
But there's also this thing called, what are they, the whirling...
dervishes?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Okay, so like that's these spinning guys that have this hat that they wear.
Yeah.
And that's usually used as like a religious sort of spiritual trance. So they do that during whirling ceremonies. It's like the same thing. They do it to go into a trance.
That is.
So gorillas and stuff can also, they're trying to get that feeling when you spin.
That is. But what the secret, right? I heard from ballet dancers to keep yourself from getting dizzy when you're spinning. You have to like pick a spot and look at it even while
and
you
stare
keep
at
moving
that.
around. Wouldn't you hate to be the gorilla that figures that out?
It can never.
Yeah.
He doesn't get
He's
that
not
feeling.
able to get high because he's too busy looking. He's like, I can't stop staring at this tree when I spin.
Why did I
it
learn
just
that?
won't work anymore.
Well, they say it's very similar to that.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
We've got, in honor of St. Patrick's Day, Krispy Kreme's new Good as Gold dozen. It is 4 new donuts that they've come out with for the holiday. They also have, and I don't know if you saw this, Isaiah, when you picked these up, they have the new, they call it the original glazed donut. That's
the green ones.
They're regular donuts, but they're green.
Yes.
Which I'm sure would be very tasty.
Now, flag on the Krispy Kreme play. If you look at the descriptions and stuff, a lot of these are just doctored up versions.
They're just green.
Of their original one, and Krispy Kreme, our location, managed to miss the important addition to the rainbow cream-filled one. They're missing. We have no rainbows on
There's
ours.
nothing rainbow about it the way we got it. So I'm assuming they just ran out of those little rainbow candies.
That's the whole point of it.
They must be so
Exactly.
popular. Yeah, but I don't want to eat that candy thing anyways. It's just a bunch of sugar. So
But outside
I'm
of
fine
that,
without
it doesn't really make it like a new donut.
Yeah,
It really
you're
needed
right.
it.
What is that one supposed
There's
to be?
4 new flavors. If you want to start with that one, we can. The rainbow cream filled donut, unglazed shell filled with cream topped with green icing, decorated with a rainbow sugar piece, and gold coin
But not
sprinkles.
in our case. Not in our case. Well, I'm sure this will be just fine though.
That's the big green one, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, the big green boy.
So it is just it seems like a vanilla cream filled donut minus our rainbows. We never got one.
Gonna have to take a big bite to make sure I get some cream in here.
Nothing wrong with it. Still good. Gold coin sprinkles on it.
The gold coins are getting everywhere.
You like them?
That's pretty good.
This is a good donut.
Okay.
Solid donut.
It doesn't taste like St. Patrick's Day.
You needed the rainbow piece.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, you want to do the golden sprinkle one?
Which one is that?
Is that the
that
real
one?
special looking one?
That one is, no, that's a different one. So the
Okay.
golden sprinkle donut is a glazed donut dipped in green icing topped with a sprinkle blend.
Got
Is
it.
that
This
just
one.
this?
It's this one.
Yes.
So wait, we're calling this a gold?
Because
Golden-
there's little golden sprinkles on it.
Yeah, it's a
okay.
golden sprinkle
Yeah,
donut.
you could miss those. They're small.
All right, so that's just a glazed
This is
donut.
just
I
a-
shouldn't say just a.
It-
It's a glazed
Yeah, I
donut
know. It's-
with a sprinkle blend.
That's a good donut.
You like that?
I like that one a lot.
Surprise, surprise.
While you're enjoying that, I'll tell you the next one because we have 4 we have to get through. The Hatta Gold Donut is a chocolate iced donut decorated with green icing pattern and a leprechaun hat sugar piece,
Oh man.
which we did get.
Are you guys gonna eat the hat part?
with it?
Yeah.
I think I only gave you the hat, but you
Yeah,
can
I
get
did
a
not
hat.
receive
You didn't
that.
get
It's
a
okay.
hat?
I don't need a hat.
You
We
want
have-
it?
we
I
have
don't
two
want a hat.
others.
I'll peel it off for you. All right.
Don't give it to me now. It's too late.
Those are sometimes the worst, like if you get a cake with those, because it's just sugar.
I don't even want to eat. But I feel like I have to though for the show.
You do?
I do.
You would be the one to try the leprechaun hat and tell us what it tastes like.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of like the chocolate iced.
Oh, yeah?
That's the
those.
worst one so far, and the hat
Yep.
is too much.
Too much?
Too much. I don't want the hat.
All right, your last one, which is kind of like the only real star of the show, the real new one, is the golden cookies and cream one. It is a golden cookies cream filled donut shell with white icing covered in golden cookie pieces. So think like Oreo, like vanilla Oreo
It
cookie.
looks like it.
And gold sprinkle blend. And I will tell you, what sold me on it is it truly sparkles.
It
really
does look
does.
pretty special.
It is.
It's beautiful.
So that's kind of like the real main new one
So
with
what-
the golden cookies.
What is the cream inside supposed to be?
It's a vanilla one.
Vanilla, just a regular cream.
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Golden cookie cream filling inside as well.
Oh,
It does have like if you
okay.
just like lick the cream, it's pretty good.
No, I gotta. Let me give the cream a little lick.
It tastes a lot like vanilla, but it's
Oh,
fine.
not
It's
bad.
good. Wouldn't know the difference. What do you think? Hudson, you like that one?
Oh,
That one's pretty good.
there we go.
That's the good one. Sprinkles and all.
That was worth all the trouble.
Yeah, for all the rest of them. All right, what do you think? What do you like the most?
I like that one we just had.
That's the best?
The golden cookie, whatever. That's a winner. That would order again.
The rest are good, but I mean, it is just them taking their existing stuff and putting green or a couple of candy pieces on it, but it's fun for
I like
St. Patrick's Day.
the one that just has the sprinkles on it. That's more my style. I'm not a huge filling guy. This is like a light donut with just a little bit of icing on top of it. I'm with that. That's probably my favorite.
That's the golden sprinkle one.
The golden sprinkle is my favorite.
Yeah, I think I definitely like the cookie one the best. I think I would eat any of the three. I would not get the one with the hat on it again. I did not care for their chocolate icing. So overall, though, that's like a 4.5 food fight out of 5. That was good.
It could have been a 5 Krispy Kreme if we had the rainbow candy pieces.
It would have changed the whole thing.
Except
game.
It's the same as the hat. Yeah, right. We just wanted to look at it.
No, those are like twist like candy pieces.
It is?
Yeah, that's not the leprechaun hat's just like a sugar thing.
Yeah.
The other's more like you would enjoy that. You'd eat it.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll never know.
What do you
will
think?
never know.
What's your number?
I liked it. It was like a 4.1.
And what's your number?
I'm going to give it a 4. Maybe next time we could do a few more newer things.
Yeah.
But still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Overall, good.
Not going to complain about any of this. And happy St. Patrick's Day. I can't wait.
Is that Friday?
It's Friday.
It is.
Big day.
Find more Riot content online. Riot.radiou.com.
I've got another edition, Nikki, of You Be the Judge.
All right, I'm ready.
You ready to make a ruling on this one?
Let me hear the details. I wish you'd provide a gavel for me or something.
Kong. we will do that one day. One day. I don't know.
That's all I got.
Yes, court is in order. I need a no-nonsense ruling from you, Nikki, on this guy named Adam Davis in the UK. He was filming himself. He has a YouTube channel. It's called Ads Ventures. Get it? Because he's Adam. He goes on adventures.
Yeah.
So Ads. So he's in the back of his van for filming his YouTube video for some reason. Eats a Cadbury cream egg. They're huge in the UK, right? I love them. I don't know if everybody else loves them here in the U.S., but Cadbury cream eggs in the UK, it's a different thing.
It's more like you have to have it at Easter time, whereas here you're like, they're good or they're there, but it's not a have to.
I wonder if they're like the Peeps, because here, like everybody's getting Peeps in some way, even though a lot of people hate them. Anyways. So he gets his Cadbury cream egg, starts chomping into it. But what he didn't realize, and what people watching the video did, is that he was chomping on a Cadbury cream egg that was worth 10,000 pounds UK, which is equivalent to about $12,000.
Why was this Cadbury cream egg special?
Because Cadbury has what they call the cream egg hunt, where they hide 280 half-white, half-milk chocolate versions of their cream eggs in different packages. And then if you happen to find one of those, you win the prize money. And so he found one of those, but he ate it so fast. He said he didn't even realize. He says it didn't taste different to him, which is questionable. And he just dove into it and ate it. And now he doesn't know if he can claim the prize money. So he's calling on. He has a good sense of humor about it. It's not like he's angry or like, come on, Cadbury, give me my money.
He just didn't know if they could give him some of the money.
Yeah, he is saying, I still found the egg. You could still give me the money.
And he was filming, so like he has proof, right? It shows that it was one of the special eggs. But he said that he had no idea the competition even existed.
Yeah.
So it's not Cadbury's fault, and it's not really even his fault. But I guess the one thing I'm still concerned or confused about. So if you found one of the special eggs, you have to give it back to Cadbury?
I guess, but what if you really wanted an egg at that time?
You just weren't paying attention.
Yeah. So what's your ruling? Should Cadbury give him the prize money?
Well, okay. The ruling would be it's unfair because you think I bet you that you have to send it back in.
Yeah.
Because if not, a lot of people could claim that they got one and just accidentally ate it.
That's right.
But for him, it is slightly different. He was filming it. So if it's clear and it's noticeable in the video that he had one of the special eggs, I think Cadbury would be kind enough to maybe provide some money towards him.
That's what I was thinking too.
But probably not the whole price.
I feel like we're on the same page. I'd have to see, I'd have to look at the contest rules to see what they state, because it'd be unfair to other people if they're able to give him a bunch of stuff, even though he didn't follow the rules completely. So
and that'd
maybe,
be more like Cadbury just knows just to be good graces.
Yeah, right. Maybe you send him a bunch of eggs and gift cards and maybe some money, and that's outside of the contest, just to, get some good PR out of it, so it doesn't look like you're heartless egg sellers.
Yeah, so in this case, again, if you're in the UK, it's a cream egg hunt that they're doing from Cadbury. So they have 280 half white, half milk chocolate versions that you can win cash prizes with if you find them.
Well, if I hadn't just loaded up on all the sugar from those Krispy Kreme donuts, I'd be craving a cream egg right now.
You would? You do like those?
Oh, one of my favorite. But
have them.
The caramel eggs, no thank you.
That's
no,
the line.
Those are a mistake.
We're not sure who behaves worse, the Riot or their dogs.
I don't even know how to behave like a real human being.
The Riot, Radio U.
Ja Morant, all-star guard for the Memphis Grizzlies. One of the best, exciting young players in the NBA. But we have an update on him where
Is he the guy we talked about last week?
Yeah.
Okay.
The gun guy.
He's the one who's like a super good player, but just can't.
Just really dumb.
Just cannot stop doing dumb things.
He was seen on Instagram Live showing off a gun, and he has threatened people with a gun a few times, allegedly, but this time is
it allegedly if it's just on Instagram Live?
I don't know. I guess. I mean, it's tough, right? Because he's not gotten into any legal trouble, I don't think, regarding any of this. So I guess you do have to say allegedly. But nevertheless, he had voluntarily stepped away from the Grizzlies. So he's not playing right now. They now say that he has moved on to a counseling program in Florida. And so there's no timetable for him to come back. But he is, that's a hopeful step that he is getting treatment. But it is also interesting to see, besides all of the, real life consequences that can come with doing this kind of nonsense. Also, I'm seeing here that because he's stepping away from the team indefinitely, we don't know when he'll come back, but he's already missed several games. He's likely to miss several more. Mm-hmm. And in that process, because he's going to miss so many games, he likely will cost himself a spot on the All-NBA, the All-NBA teams that come out, they name the best players in the league. But if he misses so much of the season, they're not going to put him on that list. And if he doesn't make that list, he will not be eligible for a contract, a 5th-year extension that would get him an extra $39 million in guaranteed money.
That hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hurts the heart there,
huh? Because he couldn't get it together fast enough.
And that's what he's costing him. Now, granted, everything goes according to the plan. If everything turns out, he's 23 years old. He's got plenty of time to turn things around, get life in order, make tons of money. But you still could have been 23 making another $59 million or $39 million. And he's missing out on that.
Well,
that's
it seemed
pretty
like
tough.
he had, a few weeks ago, another incident, and it that was the last straw. Mm-hmm. So he could either go and get help for whatever he's getting help for, which is great.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he was maybe forced or very encouraged to go and do that. But sometimes people just need that.
Sometimes they need to be forced. Yeah.
He's only 23?
He's 23. He has a daughter.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's going out doing this kind of goofy stuff. So not good. Not good. But hopefully this treatment, this counseling program gets him back on the right track, you could say. And hopefully, I'm sure a lot of this comes down to the kind of people he's surrounding himself with and whatever. So hopefully all this gets sorted out and he can just, go be a successful NBA star.
2 points on this. So he was the guy that we said needs to be surrounded by no people. Mm-hmm. People that say, no, you can't go do that. And so you're saying the Grizzlies have 30-something million extra dollars?
They do.
So is that just floating around? Just our fundraiser? Or I can't play, but can one of you?
I would love to soak some of that money.
What services can we offer the Grizzlies?
I just am noticing that there's a hole And there's a lot of money. So if we could plug that hole and help out, we'd be happy to, Grizzlies.
You know what? I don't know if the Grizzlies were, I mean, they wanted John Morant, but I don't know if they're particularly excited to spend $39 million.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They'd probably just rather keep it if they can, and now they probably can.
Okay, we'll just throw that out there in case any of us can help in any way. We'd be happy to tell him no if he want to pay us.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at radiou.com/donate.